Um, but make sure you guys like this. We got some stuff to look at today. We got some things we can. We definitely look, man. If you want to make a whole lot of money, listen to these next few plays I'm going to talk about. Cause look, man. I think they got a lot of potential. I think they got a lot of potential. And to be honest, if you're in the Discord, don't worry. We're going to enter into these swings. But dang, MSTR, man. God damn, I'm eating. Damn, I'm eating up. And the funny thing is, this goes a lot higher. It goes a lot higher. But yes, you guys want to make sure you subscribe, you like, and then we'll get into it. First, let's look at the cues. I think the last time I was live, I mean, you could easily look on YouTube. I was telling you to buy the dips. Some of these dips, look, man, we got a lot higher to go. I tell you guys this every single time I'm on. You may think we've topped out. You may think yada, yada, yada. You may capitulate. You may have turned bearish. But I'm telling you, this is not the time for you to turn bearish. To be honest, the cues, my price targets to 505. That's what you should be looking for before you even think to switch into bearish. And to be honest, I don't think the bearishness even happens until, after summer. So that's something you need to monitor. Do not turn bearish just yet, okay? The market has a lot higher to go, like you've been seeing. I mean, the dip was literally bought up on that 21 EMA. I believe 5 weeks ago, this is where we talked about buying it for you. I mean, the second best time you could have bought it was down here, the third. So it literally gave you the third best time to buy a few weeks ago. If you didn't make money right there, look, man, I don't know what to tell you. If you're in the Discord, you definitely should be up. You definitely should be up because the plays have just been dead on, okay? The only bad week that I personally had was during this red thing. I was too bullish. I was too bullish, and I should just wait for a pullback. But we got in on the dip, and it went back up. So the Qs anticipate to get to 505. There's really no TA you should be looking at now. Do you want to be getting in? After you've had 5 green rip candles, like, is this the best time to be getting in? Yes and no, because if you look right here, you've had like the legs go crazy. It's not like, okay, and now is this the best opportunity? Okay, some of you guys remember last year, the Qs, and we were talking about the big techs. Those are obviously the best things that you can get into, just because the money will go there first before they get into riskier assets, like what is happening now. To be honest, if you want to right now in this later end of the bull run, in my opinion, you want to be focusing on riskier things, not the Microsofts and the and the Googles, and I mean, you can if you want to, but that's not where the money. Like, I'm telling you, you can get way more money messing around with some of the stuff we're going to be talking about after this. But yes, the riskier assets is what you really want to pay attention to, and all that stuff should really start accelerating. With especially when you look at IWM, okay, IWM is now breaking above a multi-year resistance. And it hasn't got started yet. Some of you guys remember me telling you, I believe IWM is going to end up being 300. The IWM Russell 2000 is going to be 3,000, okay? All right, so the IWM has a lot more room to the upside versus the Qs. I mean, we can even sit here and draw, percentages out of how far the IWM has versus, the Q. So if I believe this is getting a 293 at least. Okay, and you guys know my price targets are very accurate. I just don't come out here saying random numbers. Okay, I don't come in here just saying random numbers. So I believe IWM can definitely get to around $239, and that's over a 40% gain. Okay, over a 40% gain on an ETF. That's incredible. Now we're not looking at ETFs. We're looking for riskier. We looking for the 300 percenter, but that just goes to show you that yes, IWM has a lot more room to go up versus the Qs, which has already been cooking up for two years. I said it could potentially get to 500, and we're just gonna draw a little thing right there. I think it'll get to 500 based off a few things that we looked at, and that's 9%. Okay. In what time frame? I think things are going to accelerate quickly. I think in the next 4 months, you see IWM really starting to blast. I mean, it's already really about to start going, because I always tell you guys, some of you guys remember, when stuff starts breaking out from these head and shoulders that you see right here. This was the left head. This is the head, and this is the right head that didn't turn into a right head. It is now broken above the left shoulder. I always tell you guys, it's gonna end up retesting the head, which is at 211, and ultimately end up breaking out from there. And when it breaks out from there, like I said, the last time it rejected there was March 2022, 2 whole years ago. So what do you think is going to happen when this actually does break out from this huge I mean, this thing's huge. You're going to get acceleration to 300 plus, okay? And when you get the RSI starting to get back above 70 is when you'll really start seeing this going absolutely crazy. So those are a few things you need to pay attention to. Now, what stocks should you pay attention to is the most important part, okay? And to be honest, you guys know me. I believe Riot, okay? Riot crypto miners. If I'm talking about Riot, I'm talking about crypto miners, but I just like Riot because I think Riot has, probably the most potential to go crazy. And if some of you guys remember what happened back in 2021 in that later end of the bull run, before we had that nice pullback in 2022, I mean, this was happening where Riot went from, $9 all the way up to $74 in the span of, I mean, we could just sit here and, this is what I mean by acceleration. I mean, Riot was right here, December 20th, 2020. Okay, it was right here. It was the same price that it is at this current moment. You scroll 2 months later, February 16th, 2021. What's that? 2 months. It went to a high of $74 or $79 actually. Okay, so what's going to happen, in my opinion, right now is kind of that same thing, to where you do have acceleration in crypto miners. I mean, you can easily just go look at what's happening in the crypto world. I mean, if you're in the Discord, there's a reason I'm up. Like, some of you guys just think I'll be in there just hanging out. Like, nah, there's real money to be made. I've been making it. You can literally start with a little bit, and this is just one screenshot. I could scroll down to a bunch of screenshots and show you, like, oh yeah, where you could turn $355 into $7,880. Now, ask me how long did that take me? It took me like 5 minutes. No joke. So crypto is starting to heat up. Solana summer, whatever they want to call it, man. But crypto is starting to heat up. I'm in it. You could see it starting to heat up in front of your eyes. And what's going to start happening is these crypto miners, etc., they're going to start going crazy as well. And I mean, if you want a price target on where I believe Riot could possibly go, I mean, I definitely see it heading to $50, but I see it going to, $126 based off what I'm going to tell you in a little bit. I see it reaching this 1.618 fib, okay? And the reason I'm saying that is because if you look at the last run, which was right here, this 2017 run where it went to $45, back when crypto was hot in that time era. And then you look at where it went to, you draw the fib, from the high to low right here. And then you look at where the 2021 run went, and it went to $74. It reached the 1.618. So, is crypto is actually more trending, more popular right now than it was those previous 2 runs that it had right here and right here. So clearly, this run could potentially go absolutely crazy. MSTR, we were calling that out at like $200. I think if you listened to me and got into MSTR, when I was literally telling you it was going to be a 3K stock, when it was $200, like 6, 7, 8 months ago, you can literally look at the TikTok and see the videos that I made. Riot is the next thing that you could get into if you missed it. I think Riot goes crazy. I think it has a 10x potential from here. I think it gets to $100. But the next thing that I'm looking at is the energy stocks as well. When like I said, when IWM and these small caps go crazy, which is what you're going to see right now, in my opinion, is money rotating into these smaller caps. And they don't take much to even go. Like, the reason that is because, look, this is a $2 billion market cap. So we saw NVIDIA put on hundreds of billions in the matter of days. That's why these small caps this thing could go from 2 billion to 20 billion, and this will end up being a $120 stock, and it only added $20 billion. versus Nvidia, which was adding, you guys saw that, man, it was adding hundreds of billions. Meta was doing the same thing. So look, man, if you want to make a lot of money right now, especially if you missed what was happening in 2022 when we were talking about 2023, 2024, you want to focus on smaller caps now. You don't want to get too excited about the apples, which we told you is going to get to $210. You know, if you just look at the past trends. But anyways, I don't want to get sidetracked. I want you guys to focus on what's happening right now. Energy stocks. Energy stocks should go crazy, in my opinion. I mean, they're already looking like they're setting up to go absolutely crazy. I mean, Sunrun is one of them. You know, we can easily look at EMPH as well. This consolidation, in my opinion, will break out and go crazy. This is huge consolidation, but in my opinion, I think it's going to end up running. I mean, you could look at FSLR, which is the leader in the energy stocks, and you could look at what's happening with FSLR. It's going absolutely crazy. I think the same thing is going to happen with Run, EMPH, and if you go look at like some August contracts for a lot of those, they're cheap. They're cheap. They're mispriced, actually. They're mispriced. So when you're looking at small caps right now, you want to look for stuff that's mispriced, stuff that you know, like Coinbase. We were looking at Coinbase when it was $30. Some of you guys remember. We were looking at Coinbase down here when it was like $30 last year. I know, a long time ago, but I was live at this time. We were looking at it at $30, and you could literally get some year out calls, $100 or $50, $70 calls, for way cheaper than the stock price moved. And by that I mean Coinbase is a mover. Coinbase will literally move $30 in 1 week. Okay, the same thing with Riot. Like Riot is mispriced because this is actually a mover. This is a mover. So you want to get into these things early before the contracts actually get priced right, and that's how you end up making a lot of money. If you're in the Discord, don't worry. We're gonna end up getting you into, you know, some of these amazing positions like Sunrun. We're already in Riot. We're making money from Riot. You know, last week we got some you know, Safari contracts on those as well. But look, those are the things I'm very excited about. Small caps, you have to know. If you haven't been in a bull run before, if you haven't been doing this for a while, just listen. Okay, listen to what I'm telling you. You'll end up doing very good. Because I've done this before. I've seen it happen before. And yeah. But anyways, let's move on. What stocks do you guys want to look at? Put in the comments. We'll look at a few, but I do want to save the bulk of the information and the bulk of what, you know, is happening to the Discord. I will be posting stuff in there soon, and you can join that for free. Link in the bio. Just go to the Discord and join it. And we got some people asking about Alibaba, and that's something that I definitely want to get into right now as well. But before we look at Alibaba, I want to tell you guys about China, okay? China in general. If China's going crazy, Alibaba's going to go crazy. And I literally told you guys 3 weeks ago, okay? If you go to the Discord, you go to the watch list, I was literally telling you China's ready. Like, China's ready. This was April 24th. The same thing that happened here, that you see right here, is the same thing that was going to happen right here, where once it gets above this 17,000, it's shooting straight to 19,000. That's what I was telling you on April 24th, okay? And if you look what happened, that's exactly what happened. And guess what? China is a part of that. China is a part of what I was telling you with the small caps. China, you want to focus on as well, okay? So when we look at China, China is absolutely getting ready to go crazy. And now that you see it sitting at this, first of all, it blasted out of this resistance, and now it has now gotten above the next resistance that you see right here that took it to 23,000. Now I have a price target on China to 26,000. Okay, so I think China goes a lot higher. So that means Alibaba goes a lot higher. And if you guys have just been paying attention to the previous live streams, you know, we were telling you to get Alibaba and buy Alibaba. And now that Alibaba actually has a red day, to be honest, this will be the perfect time. You have the same situation now is happening right here, now happening right here. And to be honest, China not going to slow down. Okay, China's been in a bearish market for the past like 4 years. Okay, and now China, in my opinion, is going to have not a flipping of the stock market, but it is going to outperform the Qs right now, just because the Qs has gone so crazy. It's going to outperform a lot of U.S. stuff right now, just because it's been held down for 4 years and it has a lot more room to go to the upside. But yeah, I think Alibaba's a great one. Now, one that I personally like a lot more is Baidu, which is retesting the breakout from this. Look, man, this is a 7-8 month consolidation period. Is now retesting it, that you see right here. And Baidu actually has a lot of AI stuff as well. So Baidu's one, you can get into Billy. Those all look good in my opinion. Now, you don't want to come into this and think short term, especially with Baba, when the Hang Seng went to 22,000 back in when was that? Back in January 2023, when China had that little boost, like China went stupid. Alibaba went to $120 in the span of like 2-3 weeks, and it was sitting at the same price that you're seeing right now, $85. It went to $120 in like 3 weeks. China accelerates. It doesn't go slowly. Okay, it doesn't go slowly. It just one day you'll see it at 15,000. The next couple of weeks you'll see it at 22,000. It just boosts up. It goes crazy. We can see that in a bunch of other instances as well where this happened. It just goes stupid. It doesn't take its time to go up. It just boosts, goes crazy. So when you're looking at Alibaba contracts, you don't want to look at this week. You don't want to look at next week. You probably want to look at 2 months out. You probably want to look at 2 months out, and probably a little bit out the money, just because that's the type of time Alibaba's on. You don't want to look for a day trade or a scout. You're gonna end up missing. You're gonna end up losing some money. Just look for some 2-3 month out calls, and you'll be good. All right, because China, I believe, goes a lot higher. But anyways, let's move on. Solana is absolutely incredible. Look, if you're not in the Discord, I'm telling you right now, if you don't know what Pump Fund is, first of all, if you don't know what Pump Fund is, if you're not in the Discord, if you aren't paying attention to crypto and you're in the Discord, you're missing out. You're actually doing yourself a disservice. You really are. You really are. Like, some of you guys like think I'm just up at 12 a.m. on the live, just the BS in there, just sitting there, chilling. Like, no, I'm telling you right now, you're early. If you're messing with this right now, if you're messing with Pump Fund right now, you're very, very, very early. And the reason I'm saying that is because I was messing with it 2-3 months ago, or I found out about it 2-3 months ago. I didn't do anything about it, and instead I was getting front run on Radium. Okay, I was getting front run on a lot of these stuff that literally. Let me just show you guys a quick example, Okay, just so you be like, oh shoot, he ain't playing. All right, we're gonna look at some crypto for a little bit. Just, and if you're not in the Discord, please join the Discord, like right now. This is sitting at $3 million. Okay, $3 million market cap. Like, a lot of you guys are like, man, how long did that take? 6 hours. It took 6 hours. And also, if you got into it on Pump Fund, okay, if you got into it on Pump Fund, this thing literally popped up right here. Now, if you got into it on Pump Fund, you could have literally got into it at literally like 4K market cap. And it's not hard to get into these, okay? It's not hard to get into these. You could have got in way down here before it got to the masses out here. When it gets to 70K, it goes to Dex Screener, or it goes to, like, let's just say it goes to Robinhood. But before it gets to Robinhood, there's a angel investing period, you can call it, okay? And you want to get in on that angel investing period because you get in so early. You can get in from like 4K to 70K before it gets to Radium. And then it gets to Radium and it starts out at 70K. And now it's at 2.8 million. And this happened in 6 hours. When I'm talking about acceleration, when I'm talking about quick money that you can get like right now, I'm talking about crypto. Now, there's going to be a time where, man, we shouldn't be talking about crypto. But right now, I'm telling you, if you're not in the Discord, if you aren't paying attention to what's happening, in the crypto chat, in crypto overall, right now, you're missing out on a huge bag. Like, yeah, we could talk about Alibaba going from $86 to $120 again, but that's not even a 2x. That's not even. Look, man, it's not even a 2x. Meanwhile, this thing did over 1,000x in the matter of 6 hours, and you could have got in late. You could have got in over here at 100K or even 200K, and you could have still put out a 10x. Anyways, let's move on. Let's move on. Anyways, yeah, I think Alibaba's gonna go crazy. If I'm looking at price targets, I think China's gonna have a very good 2023. I think this could end up getting back to $200, even 120, even 160. Like it's gonna end up getting, you're gonna end up seeing Alibaba back at these levels. Okay, China's going through a very good period right now. Twilio. Yeah, Twilio just sat here and consolidated. But you know what? You know why you can't be bullish on Twilio, right? And actually, we made a whole lot of money on Twilio in December, like back here. Now, it didn't go as crazy as I thought, but it just wasn't that time. Like, I'm super early sometimes. I was super early in December. But we actually made a whole lot of money on Twilio, like over here in the Discord. You didn't. You didn't. You don't know what you're doing. So how far would you go on Baba? Look, man, the more time you buy, the more time you buy, the less stress you'll be if it has a red day like it had today. Okay, you got to buy time on these things. Now I don't know the exact contract, but I would definitely buy time. Anyways, if you look at PLTR, this is very ugly. Okay, very ugly. Not interested. Not interested. And honestly, why did it gap up for earnings and then just dump? Yeah, PLTR sitting in a huge consolidation period. If I was looking at it, and to be honest, it does that a whole lot before you actually see a next leg up. Like, even if we look at this, you can look at literally the same thing was happening right here, So I'm bullish on PLTR. It's just something that I think you'll probably find better places to put your money. Okay, but I do see this continuing to go up. Okay, it's in an uptrend. There's no reason to be bearish on something like this. Okay, but in terms of, can I tell you what's gonna happen with it? It's not looking too good. Or like in terms of, if I'm looking at price action, it doesn't look too good. But it is gonna go up in my opinion. Let's look at CCJ. Oh, this thing's gone. My boy Canadian has actually been calling this one out for quite some time. It's going crazy. It's going crazy. I think it actually continues to go up because what usually happens, stocks don't just stop at their all-time high peak. I mean, we're seeing that with a bunch of other stocks this run. They don't just stop at their all-time high peak, okay? They end up outperforming their all-time peak and going up even more. I mean, we could possibly see this at $85. But, you're not getting a good entry on this, okay? The good entry was, back when you had that dip over here. Maybe you could potentially wait for another dip or buy so far out contracts that you can dollar cost average into it, which wouldn't be that bad of a plan either. But yeah, this thing is, yeah, you need to dip on it. But it's bullish. It's bullish. But anyways, I don't want to hold you guys up for too long tonight. I think I gave you the gist and like the best things you should be looking for. If you're not in the Discord, if you need specifics, make sure you're inside the Discord with the link in the bio. And that's where I actually give you the specific contracts and what you need to be looking at. But other than that, man, I'm telling you, stuff is gonna accelerate. You need to pay attention to smaller caps, okay? Especially if you miss like Nvidia and Microsoft and Google's, and the dollar's now heading down. It's starting a new trend, a new downtrend on the dollar, and that usually accelerates stocks as well. There's a lot of good stuff happening. Maybe it happens in June, July, August. in my opinion, I think the bull run doesn't go past September or October. I think the bull market probably is done right there. But we'll have to see. If you're not paying attention to crypto, make sure you're paying attention to crypto. If you need extra help, like I said, I'm here to help. You gotta be in the Discord though. But anyways, I'll talk to you guys later. I'm out. Peace. Appreciate you guys for tuning in.